I just went over 2,790 photos, crime scene photos, that Idaho State Police have released today when it comes to the Idaho 4 case, the night that Kaylee, Maddie, Ethan, and Xana lost their lives in their home at 1122 King Road in Moscow. The photos that we saw today, if you haven't seen them, they're out there. They're definitely out there. But these photos, I will warn you, are next to not redacted. The photos that we've seen in the past have been so redacted that people came and said there was like hardly any like red substance. There's hardly any. Well, these photos clearly show the amount of red substance that there actually was, to the point where it was all over the living room, on the walls, on Maddie's door, Xana's door, the hallway leading towards the kitchen. There were some in the kitchen. There's some on the handrail going from the 3rd floor down to the 2nd floor. Even on the attic frame in front of Maddie's bedroom, there was some there. On the ceiling in Maddie's bedroom, and the actual red substance in regards to their bodies. There's lots. So the people that said, oh, there was hardly any, I'm sure you guys change your minds now when it comes to that. Now, let's get to what true crime is. True crime is gore. A lot of people are upset that these photos were actually released, although they are public record. But they didn't show the bodies, and that's what matters. They did not show the bodies. And so at least there's that. I know a lot of people are probably upset that these were shown or released and whatnot, but keep in mind, the case is over. It's being unsealed, and this information is becoming, it's out for the public. Speaking for myself and probably a lot of others, am I upset that these were released? No. Being into true crime, gore comes with it. If you're not into gore, you're in the wrong field. Not wrong field, but your interests are not in the right place. If you don't want to see the gore, if you don't want to, okay, so there's a difference between seeing it and actually reposting it, okay, or posting it to begin with. Like, you will never, ever see me here and have like a green screen at the back here with a photo of what I've seen today. You'll never see that, because I have respect for the families and the victims. Yes, I still wanted to see the photos, yes, but does that make me a bad person because I wanted to see them? No, I'm into true crime. This is what true crime is. So for those to sit there and say, I'm upset that these were out, not really. You shouldn't be, because these are out. And this is true crime. This is what comes with true crime. But will I post these photos? Never. Not one. Never. The only photos I may show are photos of the house that have no red substance at all in there or anything like that. Just to show maybe a part of the house that we hadn't seen before because it was redacted in the body cam. Like, for example, Dylan's room or Bethany's room, or the vacant room that's on the 1st floor that was used as Kaylee's office. Things like that. I would point shit out if ever I point stuff out, it'd be stuff like that. It would not be, oh my God, look at this big puddle of red substance and how it's leaking and all of that. Okay, I will mention though that it's quite apparent the amount of red substance that there was along the baseboards that seeped outside. It's quite apparent. And for that, I feel so horrible Well, I feel horrible for all the victims, obviously, but especially Ethan, because he, anyways, and the Chapins, because that's really traumatizing in itself, just to see how much red substance was actually there that actually seeped through outside. That's as far as I'm gonna go, but like when it comes to discussing just how much red substance there is, guys, there's a lot. If you guys want to go see for yourselves, please go see it for yourselves, but be mindful, okay, that yes, gore is part of true crime, but that does not mean you have to sit there and put it in the background on a green screen while your head is covering a big puddle of red substance and you're still talking about the case and what's going on in the background. Just don't talk about it like I am, you know, and where there's no visuals. You're just talking out of your ass like I do, and you're just talking. You know, you're not showing any visuals. I'm not going to show any visuals. You guys can go see for yourselves. But I will never, ever, ever share those photos with anyone. These photos are really for my eyes only. For my eyes only. I know so many people are going to freaking run wild with these, and my mind's going wild as well. But am I going to sit here and share the photo and show you and whatnot? No. But I will talk about it like this without having a photo in the background. That I will do if I notice something. And I have noticed a few things that I do want to talk about, but we'll see. Right now, I'm just going to go scroll through the For You page and see how many assholes are actually sharing these photos, because I think that's where you should draw the line and just know that you shouldn't be posting that stuff online. Now, I get it. You want to make your money. I get it. I'm Canadian. I don't make no money from TikTok. Never have. Probably never will. But I understand that the people in the US, you guys make your money off your views and whatnot. And, you know, this kind of, this shock factor will get you views and it will get you money. And I understand why people do that. Do I respect it? No. So I think people should really just back down a little bit when it comes to this. Have some respect. Now, this is not going to anybody in particular. You know, I just feel, and I know I've been sharing this Idaho case for so long, since day one, and I've seen many, 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 many people share and talk about this case as well. But some people are just more rude about it than others, and they will put a fucking picture in the background. I just know it's going to happen. I know it's going to happen. People are going to put a picture of a photo they've seen, and all they'll do is put their face in front of the red substance where there's like a puddle of it or something, right? Which is not okay. That's just my opinion. But I mean, am I all for the fact that they're out? Yes. Absolutely. It's true crime. This case I followed from day one. And the fact that we're seeing actual photos that are not that redacted, you know, there are a lot of redactions, but there are areas where it's not. Am I okay with that? Yes, I am. You might disagree. That's fine. You don't have to agree with me, but I'm not going to be out here disrespecting the victims and whatnot by posting the photos of their final moments. For my eyes only. For my eyes only.